What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I don't know how many of y'all out there like deer, but if you do, make sure, it's clean, is not infected with any kind of diseases, because what they're saying here is zombie deer disease, how to prevent it and avoid eating infected meat. See, so, I rarely eat deer. I had it before, and it's okay. I can I can do without it. I mean, but it's okay. It all depends on who cooked it, But you want to make sure if you are eating deer, make sure it's not poisonous or infected, because they're saying like now it's some kind of chronic wasting disease, aka zombie deer disease. Well, it says here, where is chronic wasting disease or zombie deer disease in the U.S.? Counties reporting CWD in free ranging deer, elk, or moose. And as you can see, like right in here, it's real bad. And then somewhere in these surrounding areas, you know. But yeah. Let's get into this story. Let's see what this says. It says, don't touch roadkill, eat infected meat, and moose, excuse me, people, and more advice from the CDC on how to avoid getting chronic wasting. As more than 20 states report cases in a brain wasting animal disease informally called zombie deer disease, officials worry that humans could be affected. Chronic wasting disease has been found in deer, elk, and or moose in at least 24 states and 2 Canadian provinces since the start of the year. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports there is no vaccines or treatment available for the disease, which is always fatal. Damn, is that bad? This kind of reminds me of back in the 80s where they had mad cow disease. And a lot of times when situations like that break out, now I was mad back there because I killed hamburger. I love beef, you know what I mean? I don't eat it all the time, but I do love beef. But a lot of times when they're doing, when animals wind up messed up like this, 9 times out of 10, like as in that case with them cows, I heard that they was like feeding those cows, instead of grains and letting them graze in the grass, they was feeding them stuff like meat, horse meat and shit, from dead, other dead animals and stuff like that. And cows and stuff like that are not carnivores that way. They're just not. See? And so then you see how they was like, oh man, their nervous system was just messed up, So probably some situation where somebody went out there and did some shit and had these, deer where they infected with diseases now, Okay, it is probably that human cases of chronic wasting disease associated with consumption with contaminated meat will be documented in the years ahead, said Michael Osterholm, director of the Center for Infectious Disease Research and Policy at the University of Minnesota. It's possible the number of human cases will be substantial and will not be isolated events. No cases of CWD have been reported in humans to date, but researchers suggest it poses a risk to humans. Here's what the CDC says you should know about preventing CWD. Well, see, another thing, they put out the same warnings when that mad cow disease, came up back in the 80s. But see, when that came up, there was no known cases of humans, it being transferred to humans either. Then all of a sudden, you had people You know, with that, they had it. They had the same thing those cows, had. And this nervous system and everything, and the brains were all messed up. So it might be safe to say somebody, doing some shit that they shouldn't have did, with the animals. It seems like to me anymore, I'm telling you, it's always some kind of cases that come down to where it's affecting the food supply. And this is wild game right here. Like I said, they don't even sell this in the stores, And and just because of that, you safe there. You safe right there anyway, People shouldn't handle or eat meat from dead animals. No shit. Also, never shoot and handle a deer or elk that is acting strangely. Animals infected with CWD might be extremely underweight, stumbling, and listless. If you see an animal that appears to be sick, take note of its location and contact wildlife officials. Well, they ain't got to worry about me because I'm not going to be out there anyway. What's this? A video right here. Oh, this is just some doe, which is a baby deer that got stuck in a drain for days. Ain't nothing. I thought it had something to do with this deer, Okay, test deer before eating meat. Some states recommend or require hunters have deer or elk tested before eating their meat. But even a test can detect CWD only in a certain stage. There is not a test that can definitely say the animal is negative for the disease. Texas Parks and Wildlife notes. Information about what your state recommends is available from state wildlife agencies. This is nasty. This is a nasty situation. And I keep stressing, at least it's not in the grocery stores. This is wild game right here. So for those of us that don't hunt, we don't have to worry about it. For those of us that do go out and shoot deer, you got to be careful. Okay, it says wear gloves when field dressing a deer. The CDC recommends wearing latex or rubber gloves when handling a hunted animal and its meat. Also, minimize the time spent touching organs such as the brain and spinal cord tissues. Never use household knives or utensils for field dressing. Always wash hands and disinfect hunting instruments after use. Well, okay, let me read this and I'm going to tell y'all a story that happened here where I live, right here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Okay, processed meat individually. Hunters who typically have deer or elk commercially processed might want to ask whether their animals can be processed individually to avoid any chance of contamination. Okay. Now, all of those things right there, you would think, okay, that's common knowledge. That's common sense. You got people that would already know these type of things, especially seasoned hunters. All right. Well, this ain't got nothing to do. This story I'm finna tell y'all, it ain't got nothing to do with hunting. But let me tell you what a pale skinned man did. He saw a deer that was laying, on the side of the road. Actually, it was a little bit more recessed up inside, off of the road, up towards the forest. And you know what that bastard did? He got out, went up to the deer, laid down with the deer, and stuck his damn thing in it. Now, what kind of shit is that? And they caught his nasty ass. See, these are people like this. You gonna go out here now. Y'all know, y'all done passed roadkill. You know how it smells. And not even if I don't care if it just got hit. I don't care if it just got hit. You don't do no sick shit like that. You know what I mean? You don't do something. But this is what that bastard did, and they caught his ass out there. So it's safe to say, see, this motherfucker, something's wrong with him. He's a sicko, sick ass. You see? Molested a dead deer. I could never fathom what the hell he saw in that deer, a dead deer, to make him want to go out and touch and lay down with the deer and hump that deer. Put his thing in his ear and, but they caught his ass in midair. I read it in the newspaper about 3 to 4 years ago. I never did forget the story. Could be a little longer, but I never. It happened right out here, out north. Was it Coldwater Road? Yeah, somewhere out that way, where you had a sicko do some shit like that. Yep. Well, y'all be careful out there, with this meat and stuff like that. Hell, anymore, even when y'all buy meat out of the grocery store, smell the meat. Make sure it's not spoiled smelling and stuff like that. You'll know it. Look at it real good. You don't see no white residue or nothing like that on it, or whatever, because you don't want to get sick. Because they're always talking about ain't no cure for shit, but they got cures. They got cures. But y'all tell me what y'all think about this situation, this story. And make sure y'all, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And this is James. And I'll be back at you, and I'm out. Peace.